Hello, everybody. It's Mark Sebastian, your only option, and this is Option Pit Rules of the Road. Hey, make sure you're reading our blogs every day. Go to optionpit.com and make sure you're reading those blogs because they're chock full of awesome information. Hey, so today's video, I want to talk to you about how to pick the right option to buy. All right. So I'm looking at Macy's. All right, Macy's. And you're saying, why are you looking at Macy's? Well, it's a recovery play. It could go up. It could. I don't know if it will, but it definitely could. And what I want to point out is not that I think I want to buy a call on Macy's, because I don't. But I'm looking, and the implied volatility is not insanely high, right? There's the 30-day, and I'm going to add the 90-day here. And I want to point out the 90-day is super cheap. So let's say that I want to do a recovery play, and I notice that long-term vol is cheap. All right. And then I'm looking around and I notice, hey, you know, November is pretty cheap and Jan is pretty cheap. All right. Jan's a lot cheaper than November. Look at that vol differential. That's important to me. So I go to Jan. Now, I can sit down and spend some time trying to figure out what option I should trade on, or I can look at my handy dandy skew chart. And and in this case, I'm going to show you my handy dandy skew chart. I'm going to show you, this is 25% out of the money. So it's up to the 22 calls. We can even go 50% of the money, and we'll still get some pretty interesting trades here. I'm just going to show you all the strikes. There you go. And what I want to point out is that you actually can see where volatility is mispriced when you look at a skew chart, right? Macy's is 1658. So take a look at the 20s, take a look at the 22s, take a look at the 22s, take a look at the 25s. Take a look at the 25s and then look at the 27s. All right, this sets up a trade for me. So if I want to buy an option, and I think Macy's is going, I don't know, I'm going to pull this out of thin air. I think Macy's is going to 25. All right, do I want to buy the 20s or the 22s? The 20s, you know, or the 17s are relatively expensive. I want to buy those 20s. And if I want to sell something, I want to sell the 22s or the 25s or the 30s. I don't want to sell the 27s. Why? You can actually see they're too cheap. Does that make sense? All right, great. So now let's pull up Macy's and we'll pull up a spread. And you'll actually see the price differential. Set my vols here. I'm in Jan. And so here's my 20 calls that are cheap. And here are my 25 calls that are expensive. And that sets up my trade. And you can see it's 81 cents. I'm not connected, but it's right there, 81 cents, because we're recording this on a Saturday. Why would I connect to markets? Even that, if I wanted to go further out, you can see the 30s are an even higher vol. So I maybe want to do the 30s. But what I don't want to do is these 27s because they are too cheap. And if I look, you can actually see, look, 58, 57, 59. Doesn't make sense. So I don't want to do the 57s. Those are going to be too cheap. All right, folks. So that is how I pick a strike. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I'm Mark Sebastian, your only option. If you got questions, give us a call. 888-TRADE-01. That's 888-872-3301. And my customer support team will be happy to help you. Have a great day.